we are about ready to go underway here.
All week.
I think they look great. I think that, like we've been talking about, this bounce back win is critical, so we'll see if they can pull it off. I'll do it.
Back to serve to start off the game is Bella Brown. She gets it over, and Rock Canyon sets it up for Keeley Davis. And it is out.
Keeley not happy with that call, and Rock Canyon's going to look to their leader, and if she reacts like that early, that might put them in a bad spot. But the first point of the game, hopefully, Mount Vista can build on a little bit of momentum early.
Bella Brown back to serve again.
Mount Vista's point yet again. Jaguars unhappy with some calls early here in the first 2 points of the game.
Bella Brown once again. Oh, and she hits it out. Rock Canyon gets her first point of the game. Back to serve for Rock Canyon is number 5, Alex Laettner.
Alex is a junior.
Sam Novak with the dig, but she hits it too far. And Keeley Davis with a nice spike.
Well, Keeley Davis, I'm not sure how tall she is out there, but she looks like she's about 6'3" or 6'4", and that height definitely helped her get over the net there and lay a powering hit that just Mountain Vista just couldn't defend.
Alex lines up in the middle, gets it over. Sam sets up Reagan Phillips, and a nice spike, but it's saved by Rock Canyon.
Watch out for Keeley on the end there.
Oh, and Keeley bumps it over, but she bumps it out. Vista gets another point. Serving for the Eagles is Gabby Brown.
Gabby Brown checking in for Cassie Piles, 14 for 19.
Nice soft serve. She hits it. Rock Canyon hits it into the net. And then
Cassidy Gonzalez, the junior, just couldn't get it over the net there, and Mountain Vista gets another point, 4-2.
Gabby Brown serves again. Keeley Davis is set up again and met at the net, but it stays on Vista's side. Rock Canyon gets another point.
I don't know how they're going to defend Keeley Davis. She's just a wrecking force right now.
They got to find something soon, or this could be a long night for the Eagles.
Well, Golden Eagles do have the lead right now, but it will not last long if Keeley Davis continues her trend.
Number 14, Macy Rachals serves it up for the Jaguars, and Jordan MacArthur with the spike. As Keeley Davis is set up again, but the Eagles are able to stay with it. Oh, and a meet at the net, and the ball ends up on Rock Canyon's side. Oh, and a nice cross-court spike.
Man, while we were preparing for this game all week, Davis, we were talking about Keeley Davis, but we hadn't seen her play. Keeley Davis is a one-woman wrecking crew right now. She has gotten Rock Canyon, I believe, all 4 of their points. The soft touch there is enough for the point as Jordan MacArthur just floats it over the net, and checking out is the libero Sam Novak for the Golden Eagles.
Back to serve for the Eagles is Brooke Jessen.
Ball hits the top of the net, but nothing that the
Keeley Davis with another spike.
Man,
Eagles got to figure out something here quick.
They got to find out some way to defend Keeley Davis. I think digging would be the best chance, but she looks too good right now.
She's very versatile and has very good pinpoint accuracy on her spikes.
Well, like Coach Doug told us this week, she's really good at attacking the sides, and that's clearly been shown here.
Reagan Phillips with a nice spike.
However, that one, Rachel Shute and Keeley Davis just couldn't handle, so good job there by Reagan Phillips.
Back to serve for the Eagles is Nicole Lizelle. So lines up on the right side and a good spike. As Keeley Davis is set up again, the Eagles try to stay with it.
Bella Brown showing off the hustle.
Sam Novak gets it over.
But here comes Keeley, watch her on the far side.
Keeley gets it again and
soft
tips
touch
it over.
this time.
Nicole sets up.
Watch Keeley again.
Oh, they set up number 9, Larissa Meyers, but the Eagles come away with the point.
Those are the kind of points Mount Vista is going to have to win, those hustle points. That was just a phenomenal job there. Mount Vista doing a phenomenal job on that one.
Nicole back to serve again. Abby Laettner sets up number 8, Rochelle Shoup, but it's too far. The Eagles get another point.
Yeah, just too much there from Rochelle. Unable to get it in. And Mount Vista capitalizing. 8-5 lead for Mount Vista, off to a good start.
Nicole on the right side. Tips the net, but it gets over.
That's the second one she's had. She's got to be careful.
Nicole.
Novak to Brown. Keeley Davis sets up this time.
To Larissa Meyers.
Novak.
Sam stays with it.
Wow.
By number 18, Brooke Jessen.
Wow, Mount Vista doing a great job at Keeley Davis. Obviously Keeley Davis and Larissa Meyers are doing a great job right now, but Mount Vista able to combat their spikes. No problem,
Abby
it
Laettner
seems
sets
like.
up Keeley Davis. And a dig
Yet
by
again.
Nicole. And a nice tip, but she hits the net. Jaguars come away with the point.
Yeah, ref indicating that her hand got the net there, but yet again, you got to feel pretty good, but Keeley Davis back to serve now. We'll see how she does in the back.
MacArthur to Lizelle, and Lizelle to Jessen, and it's a nice spike.
Jessen doing a great job there. She's been very critical in Mountain Vista's last 4 points, so we'll see if she can keep this up.
Jordan MacArthur back for the Eagles. Keeley Davis hits Abby Laettner, and the libero number 1, Kaylee Mejia, gets it over.
Bella Brown sets up Cassie Piles, and Cassie gets the point. Nice
attack.
Well, these Mount Vista girls are looking good early. Their first couple points, they were having a hard time figuring out Keeley Davis, but I think they're already making the adjustments they need to make, and we're not even out of the first set.
MacArthur gets it over.
Wow.
Jaguars.
Just a little bit too much there by Rock Canyon's libero, Kayleen Mihai. Just a little bit too much there. And Jessen again coming up big for the Golden Eagles as the Rock Canyon Jaguars are going to have to take a 1-minute timeout with Mountain Vista up 6 points in the first set.
They're trying to stop the momentum that the Eagles have right now, as they're desperate to get a point here, as the Eagles have been on a 5-0 run. Doug looks to be telling the girls just to stay calm and keep doing what you're doing as they try to stay dominant through this first set.
Well, I think that this first set we've been talking about, you and I, Davis, all week, that I think the first set of this match is the most important because it's going to get them off on hopefully the right foot or the wrong foot, and I think that no matter what, then Mountain Vista is going to have some momentum or they're going to have to come back, which is always difficult. So Mountain Vista looking good, but you know, you don't want to let up, and if possible, you want to win 25-6 in this first set.
Head coach of the Jaguars, Angela Nyland Hansen, tries to get the Jaguars in order here as they need to get a point here in this first set, stop the Eagles' momentum.
Well, Doug Schaefer's done a great job with these Mountain Vista girls all year, looking after that state championship loss. He's looking to get them back to
Oh, and a nice serve by Jordan MacArthur as it hits the line. And another point for the Eagles.
As I was saying, Doug has done a great job. He knows how tough that championship loss was, and he's just trying to get him back to that spot.
Abby Laettner sets up number 3, Sophia Sobata, but she's blocked at the net by the Eagles.
Well, watching Keeley Perkins' body language right now, she's trying to encourage her team, but after that block, I think she might be a little bit discouraged, so Mountain Vista doing a great job containing her.
Jordan MacArthur with another serve. Libero Kaylee Mejia hits it too far backwards, and Keeley Davis cannot get to the ball.
These girls are looking very confident here in the first set, don't you think, Davis?
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one. MacArthur once again. Mejia hits it too far again. Eagles get another point.
Well, Davis, like I said, in Mountain Vista's tough loss to Chaparral, our libero, Sam Novak, had a hard time getting started, and right now Rock Canyon Jaguars libero is having a hard time getting started.
MacArthur again. Number 11, Abby Laettner tips it over. Bounces on the net. Sam Novak to Nicole Lazelle, who bumps it over. Keeley Davis to Laettner. And Keeley once again, but Lazelle stays with it. And a nice spike by Jessen, but it's too far outside as the Jaguars finally come away with the point.
Even though the Jaguars did get that point, that's got to be so tough as their star Keeley Davis is almost every block that she's had in this first set is getting returned, and Mount Vista seeming to have no trouble figuring her out.
Oh, and the Jaguars hit it out. It's good communication by the Eagles.
Smart decision there by Sam to just let that one go.
Novak back for the Eagles. Mejia tips it to number 9, Myers, and Keeley gets it over. Eagles desperate to get it over, and they do.
Wow.
Jaguars can't communicate, and it ends up on their side.
Well, whatever they did in practice this week, Davis, I think it's working as they've looked maybe the sharpest they've looked all season so far in this first set.
Yeah. Sam Novak with another nice serve. Oh,
wow.
And a great block by Amanda Keller.
Cassie Piles and Amanda Keller right at the net. No problem with that block. Mount Vista with a 12-point lead here in this first set.
Novak back to Mejia, to Laettner, to Davis, and a nice spike, and the Eagles don't know what to do about it.
Hopefully the Jaguars don't build some momentum off of that. Good job there by Keeley Davis. Even though Jaguars are down, you still got to keep an eye out on her.
Number 4, Cassidy Gonzalez back for the Jaguars. Out.
Jaguars having a tough time serving here in this first set.
As that's 2 consecutive serves off that out that back line.
Reagan Phillips checking in for Nicole Lazelle.
Bella Brown back for the Eagles. Ivy Laettner tips it over for the Jaguars, but a good save by
Shane Ruby. Golden Eagles doing a great job right now.
Bella Brown back once again. Keeley tips it over. Sam Novak to Cassidy Piles. Oh, and it's in right off the line.
Good shot there by Cassie, able to keep it in on that right line, just hugging the line but not going out. And the Jaguars taking another timeout. Keeley Davis having to take a seat as she's visibly tired, and hopefully the Golden Eagles can capitalize on that. Pretty good show of the student section here for the Golden Eagles tonight.
Yeah, the Eagles really packed the house tonight. So it's all kinds of advertising over school.
They know that this game is critical, and they know that playoffs are a big deal for the Golden Eagles as they lost in the state championship last year. So they're looking to continue to build on that, and this crowd is definitely going to help with that.
Yeah, the support is big here for the Eagles as the home court advantage is really coming into factor here.
As we resume from this timeout, Bella Brown is set back to serve yet again.
The Eagles look nice and relaxed so far as we come to a near here in this first set. Great momentum for Doug and the Eagles.
3 points away here from a first set win.
Bella Brown here back to serve. Seems to be some communication with the official and Coach Doug. It looks like they're talking about the last point when the ref called it in, but the refs seem to have disagreed and called it out.
Sam Novak trying to plead her case.
The official seems to be giving the point to Rock Canyon. And that's what they're going to have to decide with. Point goes to the Jaguars.
Well, it looks like the ref is telling the table that the ball went out on that right line.
Even though the line official did call it in.
Golden Eagle student section visibly upset.
Well, back for the Jaguars now is number 5, Alex Laettner.
Laettner started off serving for the Jaguars. Didn't do too well. Let's see if she can build back or if she's going to struggle again.
Oh, and a very lucky serve as it hits the net but falls onto the
tough
Golden
break
Eagles
for the
side.
Golden Eagles. Nothing you can do about that one. Ball hit the top of the net and just died. Nobody was there.
Laettner back again. To Piles. Novak to Phillips, and she lobs it over, and it is in. A great lob by Reagan Phillips.
Well, line judge was right there, and he pointed that flag right there as if saying that, yep, that ball did stay in, and Cassie Piles, the junior, is going to be back to serve now.
Piles back for the serve. Nice serve as Laettner hits it up to number 14, Rashal. Seems to be some miscommunication on the Eagles side.
Also seemed like a good hit there by Rashal. And Gabby Brown checking in for Cassie Piles.
Rashal now back to serve for the Jaguars.
Serving for the Jaguars, Rashal.
Brown hits it to the other Brown, and MacArthur with a great spike, but the Jaguars are able to maintain it. Jaguars hit the net. Eagles point.
I believe actually Jordan MacArthur hit the net on that one.
Oh. Rashal back, but she hits it way out. And the Eagles get 1 point closer to that.
Yeah, just way too
Closing
much on
set.
that one. And libero Sam Novak checking out.
Amanda Keller back for the Eagles. Laettner sets up number 8 for the Jaguars. Oh, and the Eagles hit the net once again.
MacArthur again just coming too close to that net, unable to keep herself from hitting it. Cost Mount Vista a point, but they still have a 10-point lead here in the set.
Amanda Keller subbed out for Brooke Jessen. Brown to Brown. Back to MacArthur. Oh, and she's blocked at the net by the Jaguars.
Jaguars are building some momentum. Mount Vista, if they're going to want to win this first set early, they're going to have to shut it down quick.
Number 11, Abby Laettner, back for the Jaguars. Brown to Brown. To Brooke Jessen, and a nice spike as the ball is in, and the Eagles get the point.
Great set by Bella Brown. Checking in to serve.
Set point for the Eagles. Keeley Davis subbed back in. She spikes, but the Eagles stay with it. Brown with a nice spike, and they win the set.
Great job there by Bella Brown. And Mountain Vista wins this first set. Looking good early. They're going to have to continue to build on this momentum, however, if they're going to want to beat this tough Rock Canyon team.
We were talking about it earlier, and whoever won that first set is really going to get some momentum here, and it could be very effective later on.
Well, Davis, we talked to Doug, and like we said earlier, he wanted to establish that offense in the middle, and they wanted to shut down Keeley Davis. So far, they've done both of those things, and the results that they have wanted have come.
Yeah, Keeley Davis is still looking to attack on every point, and the Eagles need to figure out something to do. They maintained her well in that set, but you never know what she's capable of.
Never want to let a player like Keeley Davis back in a game.
Mountain Vista student section doing one of their famous rowing cheers.
Well, Mountain Vista's crowd is definitely energized after that first set, and that could be a key factor in having home court advantage for the Golden Eagle girls, and hopefully they can continue to build on that momentum and win.
The Jaguars did seem to bring out a couple fans, not as much as Vista, but they are very energized, and they even have a mock ESPN set, bring some comedic to the game.
Well, Davis, of all the things I've seen of student sections, I've never seen a mock ESPN crew, so props to the Jaguars for that one. That's pretty funny.
Very creative on their part.
Really quickly, we'd like to congratulate the Mount Vista boys soccer and girls softball teams on 2 great seasons. Girls softball got knocked out in the first round by number 2 seed Arvada West. They had a tough seed after a great season, and we feel that the seeding was a little bit unfair, and they got a rough draw, but nonetheless, they couldn't escape Arvada West, and the Legend Titans ended up winning the state tournament and collecting their first state title as a school. So congratulations to the Titans, and we'd like to say congratulations to the boys soccer team who just wrapped up their season, just missing the playoffs as well, but nonetheless a pretty good season. They're going to look to have another maybe a little bit of a rebuilding year this year. Hopefully next year they can capitalize and make the playoffs and try and make a run for a state championship.
Yeah, great run by the boys soccer team. This came up a couple spots short, just a few errors in a couple games, late goals. They had a couple games where they were scored on within 5 seconds of the game going to overtime, but it's all right. They should be looking good next year, rebuild year.
Golden Eagles ready for the second set, and this is just as important as the first one, if not more.
Jaguars serve to start off the second set. Number 4, Cassidy Gonzalez.
Gonzalez with a good strong serve there. Bella Brown setting up.
Reagan Phillips. Back and forth there by Jaguars and Eagles. A nice spike by number 3, Sofia Sobata. Gonzalez back once more. Piles to Brown. Brown back to Piles. Oh, and she stuffed at the net. And the
well,
ball.
Mount Vista just came up looking to attack on the net there and left nobody in the back, and that's exactly where the Jaguars put it.
Gonzalez for the Jaguars. Piles gives it to Brown, and Brown sets up Phillips. And Keeley Davis stays with it as she gets it over. Reagan Phillips once again. Oh, and she stuffed Brown to Novak. Novak sets it to where no one is, and the Jaguars get the point.
Well, Coach Doug Schaefer immediately steps out onto the court to talk to his girls and see what went wrong on that play. Got to communicate a little bit more.
Looked like she was looking for Phillips, but Phillips had a different idea. Novak to Brown. Brown sets up Keller, and it's tipped off the Jaguars, and the Eagles get the point.
Well, Rock Canyon coach hopefully trying to make the adjustments that they need to make. Piles with a strong serve.
Keeley Davis is set up. Oh, and Novak stays with it as it hits the ceiling. MacArthur with a nice attack.
Well, Novak showing that Davis's strength, not too much for her, as again, Jaguars finding that spot where nobody is, and Bella Brown, I apologize, Gabby Brown is going to check out for Cassie Piles.
And that was Abby Laettner, the set that went right over the net where it was an open spot on the Eagles' side.
I apologize, Davis, for cutting you off, but while the Golden Eagles don't have many points this next set, they are still shutting down Keeley Davis, so hopefully that trend continues.
Yeah, that can be crucial for them later on. Keeley Davis with a spike.
Again.
Another save. MacArthur is set up. Oh, and it's into the net. Falls to the ground as Jaguars get another point.
Golden Eagles struggling here in the second set. Hopefully they can rebound as they're down 4 points.
Alex Laettner back for the Jaguars. Brown to MacArthur, who tips it over.
That's soft touch. Good job by MacArthur. That helped get Mount Vista a critical point in the first set and here again in the second set.
Amanda Keller back for the Eagles. Nice aggressive serve. Keeley Davis tips it over. but Brown stays with it. Phillips to MacArthur, who tips it over, and she's met at the net. And Keeley Davis with an aggressive attack that the Eagles don't know what to do about.
Well, like I said, don't forget about Keeley Davis. She's still a force to be reckoned with, and she proved it right there on that point.
Back for the Jaguars is number 14, Macy Rashall. Brown to Brown once again. To Phillips. Gets it over, but Rashall stays with it. To Laettner. Davis gets it over, but Sam Novak right there. Brown sets up MacArthur in a nice, towering attack for MacArthur.
Well, MacArthur struggled there as she's hit the net a couple times, but able to find it there and did a great job.
Lizelle subs out Phillips.
Phillips did a great job there. Had a couple good spikes that helped the Golden Eagles stay in it.
Nicole Lizelle back for the Eagles. Laettner to Laettner, and Keeley Davis just almost throws it over and finds an open spot on the Eagles side.
Well, Mount Vista was ready for the aggressive spike from Keeley Davis there, but she just goes with the soft touch, nothing they can do.
Abby Laettner back for the Jaguars. Novak to Lizelle. Lizelle to Jessen, and a nice spike for the Eagles.
Piles checking back in for Gabby Brown.
MacArthur back for the Eagles. Mejia to Davis, and number 9 must get it over for the Eagles, which they do. Lizelle sets up Piles. Oh, and it is just out.
Just too much on that one by Piles.
She's looking for that open spot in the back corner, but too much mustard on that one.
Shane Ruby checking in for Jordan MacArthur.
Keeley Davis back for the Eagles, or the Jaguars, my bad. Tips the net, and the Eagles can't get to the ball.
Second tough break on those for the Golden Eagles. That happened in the first set and here again in the second set.
Davis back once again. And it is, ooh, it hits the line. The Eagles thought it was out.
Well, Keeley Davis back to serve, and she has shown her strength, but
timeout for the Eagles.
Doug Schaefer is going to take a timeout and talk to his girls.
As the Eagles are down 6, Doug needs to take a timeout and let the girls collect and get back out there.
Quick shout out to our cameraman and computer runner, operator, Quentin Freestone and Caden Clario. They're doing a great job so far, and Quentin operating that scoreboard is going to do his best to keep up those sets and those points for you so that you can follow along as best as possible. Back to the action, Keeley Davis back to serve.
Keeley's serve has been just as good as her spike here. Eagles need to do something about it here. Doug probably helped him out. Davis hits it cross court, but the Eagles stay with it, and Lizelle hits the net as she thought the ball was going to find.
Too much strength there by Piles, unable to get it where she needed to.
Davis lobs it over. Novak to Lizelle. Lizelle to Jessen, and the Eagles finally come away with a point as they close the Jaguars' lead to 6.
Great shot there.
Novak back for the Eagles. Davis to Laettner, and Amanda Keller. Lizelle to Keller. Oh, and the Mejia stays right with it as Davis hits it over. Bella Brown to Ruby, and she gets it over.
Ooh, miscommunication there by the Jaguars almost cost them the point.
Amanda Keller with another nice spike, but the Jaguars are able to stay with it.
Got a good rally going here.
Jaguars are set up. Number 3, Sophia Sobata, gets it over.
Well, those points can be the most critical sometimes because that can shoot or build up some serious momentum. You work that hard and then don't end up getting the point, it can be devastating.
Mejia serves for the Jaguars. As Bella Brown spikes it, and it is rejected out of bounds by the Jaguars as the Eagles get another point. Serving for the Eagles is Bella Brown. Laettner hits it to number 9, Meyers.
Doug trying to plead his case for a double hit, but doesn't get the case.
Oh, and a nice spike by Davis as it bounces off Ruby.
Ball hit
Eagles
Ruby
cannot
pretty
stay
hard.
with it.
Hopefully she's all right. Jaguars trying to get in Ruby's head. Jaguar student section, I apologize. Is that
Was number 4, Cassidy Gonzalez hits it right into the net.
serve just didn't have enough on it. Mountain Vista's got some work to do. And back to serve is Cassie Piles.
Jaguars serves have not been that very consistent so far today.
Libero, Sam Novak checking in for Shade and Ruby.
Laettner tips it over. Eagles thought it was a set, and they can't get to the ball in time.
Jaguars looking very sharp in the second set. Piles again coming out. Brown, Gabby Brown going in.
Back for the Jaguars, number 5, Alex Laettner. Service out.
That was close. Gabby Brown decided to let it go, and she made the right call.
Jaguars student section does not agree with the call.
Line judge having a little bit of fun with the Jaguars student section.
Amanda Keller with a nice serve, and the Jaguars hit it out of bounds as the lead closes to 5 for the Jaguars. Amanda Keller back again. Gonzalez to Laettner, and Davis with a flying spike. Eagles stay with it. MacArthur gets it over and it hits the net. Davis does not get to it in time.
That's the third time MacArthur's gone up looking like she's going to spike it and just has that soft touch that just gets over the net. And it's helped Mountain Vista get 3 points.
Amanda Keller barely gets it over, and Gonzalez cannot get to it. Eagles with another point.
Looks like the Golden Eagle girls are having some momentum build up here. Hopefully they can continue to build on that.
Keller back once more. Mejia to Laettner. Laettner to Davis, and it's met at the net by Jessen, but it falls onto the Eagles' side.
She's been kept quiet, but Keeley Davis is definitely still there, and someone you can't forget about, as I've said many times tonight. So lead is back to 4 for the Jaguars.
Brown to MacArthur. Hits the pole. Jaguars point. Back to serve for the Jaguars, number 14, Macy Rashall. Brown to Jessen, and it's blocked out of bounds by the Jaguars.
Great communication there by the Golden Eagles. As soon as that ball was hit, almost every single player on the court yelled out. They know the court, they know where they are on the court, and they know if that ball's going to stay in or not.
Yeah, these yellow lines can be hard to see on the clear floor for the Eagles. Laettner sets up Laettner, and she hits it out. Eagles with another point. Lizelle back for the Eagles. Laettner hits it, but Jessen returns the favor with a nice attack.
Jessen, a very smart decision there. She could have set it up and they could have had 2 more hits, but she saw the hole in the Jaguars' defense and attacked it.
Lizelle to Rashall, to Laettner, to Davis, but she's out of bounds this time, as the lead is now just 1 for the Jaguars.
That ball was hard for me to see from up here. It's hit just so hard, and the Jaguars are forced to take a timeout, but Keeley Davis, that spike is just so strong and probably so hard to defend for the Golden Eagles.
Eagles building some momentum here as they look to come out firing after this timeout.
Back to the action. Lozelle serving.
Lozelle back for the Eagles. Davis hits it to Laettner. Laettner sets up Laettner. Lozelle stays with it to Brown. Brown gives it to Jessen, and Jessen tips it over, but the Jaguars stay with it. And Jessen blocks it, and she thinks she has the point.
Wow.
But it's back on the Eagles' side.
Back and forth there, and
Brown.
Bella Brown able to keep it in. No. Mount Vista referring to the line judge, as the ref clearly didn't see what the call was. And the ref is going to ask for the line judge, and they're going to have a quick meeting. I think the ref just didn't pay attention on that one and missed the call.
One called it in, and the other line judge called it out.
We'll see what the call is. And it's Mount Vista's point.
Student section very excited about that one. Big momentum boost as the game is now tied. The set is now tied.
It's all tied up at 16 apiece.
Mountain Vista coming back down 7 in this set, and they're back all the way. They have tied it at 16 apiece, and they're looking to take the lead. Now the Rock Canyon coach looking for an explanation, and a substitution for the Jaguars. Checking in as number 4, Cassidy Gonzalez.
Finally have some clarification. Lozelle back once again for the Eagles. Ooh,
Hey, watch
she
it.
hits it out.
Just a little bit too much on that serve, and checking back in.
That was
So-
big for the Jaguars as Lozelle was on a 6th serve run there.
Larissa Meyers coming in, only sitting out 1 point, so I don't know what that was about, but
Lozelle tries to stay
Wow.
with it. She does as Jessen gets it over. Laettner sets up number 9 and is blocked by MacArthur and Jessen. Laettner sets up Davis this time. She finds the open
not only is
spot.
Davis a strong player, a versatile player, she's a smart player. She saw the hole in the Mount Vista defense, went right at it, and gets the Jaguars the point. They take a 2-point lead in this set.
Her cross-court spike has been amazing tonight.
Nothing short of incredible.
MacArthur. Laettner sets up Davis, but Davis hits it out this time as she tries to find the open hole in the back. Oh,
There-
but the point is given to the Jaguars. Says it was tipped by the official. Timeout for the Golden Eagles.
Really quickly in this timeout, we would like to give a shout out to the Mount Vista Theater program. Tickets go on sale tomorrow for their show, The Addams Family, which is a musical about famous characters and Charles Addams' iconic comic strip. So go check that out on stageflighttheater.org for information and tickets. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. The theater program here at Mountain Vista always puts together great shows, so go check it out and support your Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Hunter, I watched one of the rehearsals for this musical, and it's one of their best ones yet. They always put on a good show, and it's always fun to watch their shows. So definitely go check it out. Get your tickets as soon as you can because they are known to sell out, especially for the musicals. Number 11, Abby Laettner, back for the Jaguars.
Ball goes out. Jaguars getting a lot of support from their bench as they get that point to take a 4-point lead.
Laettner back once again. MacArthur tries to set it, but it is off her thumb, and Lozelle cannot get to the ball in time.
Miss hit by MacArthur, and junior Andrea Coe checking in for Jordan MacArthur.
Number 12, Andrea Cole.
Ref talking to Doug. There may seem to be a jersey problem with Andrea Coe, as I believe that. We'll see what the ref talks to Doug about.
Yeah, they brought up the special pink uniforms for tonight, and it looks like they had to put some tape on Andrea's jersey, and she has to sit out.
So, like you said, those special pink jerseys, Andrea tried to tape a 7 over to appear her number was 17, but telling her she's got to take it off if she wants to check into the game. So MacArthur will stay in.
Brown to Lizelle, sets up Jessen, and she tips it over, and Abby Laettner for the Jaguars cannot get to the ball.
Great job by Jessen with a soft touch, getting Mount Vista a point.
The lead for the Jaguars is now to 4 as we're closing in on the end of the second set. MacArthur back for the Eagles. Laettner to Laettner, who sets up Davis in a nice attack, but it hits the net and stays on the Jaguars' side.
Mount Vista getting back in this. They were down 4 points. Now they're only down by 3. Let's see if they can keep this momentum up.
MacArthur back once again. Laettner to Davis once again. And she hits the net.
Davis trying that soft touch that we've seen her do, but just unable to get it over, didn't have enough on it.
Yeah, her spike seems to be working a lot more than the touch tonight. MacArthur back once again.
Ball's hit way back by the Jaguars, but their libero able to keep it in. Keeley Davis puts it back over the net, and this rally will continue.
Lizelle sets up Jessen, and number 5, Alex Laettner hits it into this crowd for the Jaguars. 1 point lead now for the Jaguars. MacArthur back again for the Eagles. Mejia to Laettner. Laettner sets up Davis, and she tips it, and it works this time.
Soft touch working that time, like you said, Davis. Man, that size coming into factor. Keeley Davis had her arm all the way stretched out, and just the finger touch was enough to just get that ball over the net for Rock Canyon.
Brown tried to fight with her, but the red pole came into effect as she hit it.
Keeley Davis back to serve.
Novak saves it to Piles as Mejia sets up number 9. Lizelle to Brown. Davis stays with it as Laettner sets up number 3. Oh, and Brooke Jessen cannot stay with it.
Sophia Sabat with the spike that gets the Jaguars the point.
Novak hits it over. Mejia to Laettner. Novak tries to stay with it, but Ruby cannot get to it in time.
Tough break for the Golden Eagles, and they are now 1 point away from losing this set. And Rock Canyon has who they want serving right now is Keeley Davis in the backfield.
Set point for the Jaguars. Lizelle sets up Brown. She tips it over. The Jaguars stay with it. Laettner sets up.
Brown again.
Brown gets it over. Laettner to Davis. Novak stays with it. Lizelle to Jessen, and a nice attack as number 11, Abby Laettner, cannot get to it in time.
Golden Eagles able to stay alive in this set for at least one more point. Sam Novak, number 2, the libero, back to serve for the Golden Eagles.
Mejia to Laettner. Davis gets it over, but Lizelle stays with it as Piles is set up, but she's met at the net by the Jaguars, and the Jaguars get the match point.
Rachel shooting, Larissa Meyers stuffing Cassie Piles on that point, and these two teams will switch sides. Set split 1-1. Remember, it is best of 5, so first to win 3 sets. So this set is critical for both teams. So the Golden Eagles here tonight are in their pink out. It is October, which is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And the Golden Eagles are all in pink, looking to support their Golden Eagles. Fundraisers going to the Cash family. So make sure you do your part to help support breast cancer and the Cash family.
Yeah, it's all fun and games here at the volleyball game, but it is a great cause that they're both playing for, as the Eagles are playing for Miss Susan Cash, who passed away last year. Her husband is the football coach here at Mountain Vista, Rick Cash. A fun little game that the student sections are playing right now is they try to serve the ball over the net and hit a t-shirt. And if they can hit a shirt, they get the shirt. Just shows that it's very impressive how good the girls are that are playing in tonight's matchup.
Definitely, Davis. Quick shout out also to our MC and live announcer, Mr. Tinkstrom, the math teacher here at Mountain Vista, doing a great job, and he broadcasts. He is the MC for all volleyball, basketball, really any sports held in this Mountain Vista gym. So he always does a great job, and we just want to give him a quick little shout out. Of the 6 players on the court right now, half are juniors, half are seniors. So Mountain Vista, more upperclassmen team, not many young players. The ones that are younger do swing, so.
Yeah, the Eagles lose a lot of leadership next year. That's why it's very crucial, Doug, to see how far we can take them this year in the state tournament.
The good thing is, though, they will have those returning juniors like Reagan Phillips, Cassie Piles, and Gabby Brown, just to name a few. Waiting for the ref. Libero Sam Novak checking in, and Bella Brown set back to serve here. Waiting for the whistle. There it is. Bella Brown ready to start off our third set here. Split 1-1 so far.
Mejia to Laettner. Laettner to Davis, and Davis right into the net. As Eagles come away with the first point here.
That strength, just Davis unable to get the ball high enough with that strong spike, and Mount Vista gets the early point.
Brown back once again. And it is out just over the back line.
Just a little bit too strong there.
In the lineup to serve for Kingdom, Cassidy Gonzalez.
Number 4, Cassidy Gonzalez back for the Jaguars. Piles and Novak not communicating as the ball goes right in between them.
Yeah, Mount Vista did look great in that first set, but not as much in the second set. They're going to have to make an adjustment here in the third set if they're going to want to take a 2-1 lead here.
Novak gives it to Brown. Brown to Phillips. Ooh, and she finds the corner as she gets the point.
I think every Jaguars player on the court looked at the line judge and just put their hands up yelling, what? Like, how could you call that?
Piles back for the Eagles. Laettner sets up number 3, Sofia Sobata, but she can't get it over the net as it's blocked a couple times, and the Eagles come away with the point.
Sobata got stuck in between there, hit it actually 3 times before she shook her head in frustration. Good serve by Piles.
And Davis gets it back over to the Eagles side.
Ball hit that top screen at the top of the gym roof, and that led to Mount Vista getting the point. Again, Keeley Davis's strength, just a little bit too much on that one.
Piles again for the Eagles. Mejia to Laettner. Laettner to Davis once again. Bella Brown can't stay with it.
One thing about this Golden Eagles team is I think they're a little bit more well-rounded than the Jaguars. The Jaguars do have a lot of good players, but Keeley Davis is obviously the heart and soul of this team, where I think that Mount Vista has a lot of players they can interchange that do a really great job.
Yeah, the Eagles seem to have more chemistry than the Jaguars. They seem to be working more as a team, whereas the Jaguars are playing as individuals. Novak to Brown. Brown to Keller, and she gets it over. Davis is set up, and she tries to tip it over, but she tips it barely into the net.
Davis not having her best set right here in the third set so far. Struggling a little bit.
Amanda Keller back for the Eagles. She tips the net, but it gets over. Laettner sets up Davis, but Gabby Brown stays with it as Reagan Phillips is set up. And the Jaguars hit it into the bleachers as the Eagles get another point.
Yeah, just hit it a little bit too far back on that one, and Jaguars unable to keep that ball alive. Mount Vista gets the point.
Amanda Keller with another powering serve. Jaguars get over, and the Eagles bump around a couple times, but it ultimately gets to the ground, and the Jaguars come over with the point.
Soft touch by Laettner, just crosses up that Mountain Vista defense, and they're unable to get that point.
Macy Rashal back for the Jaguars. Novak stays with it to Brown. Phillips tips it over,
That
but
ball
Rashal gets
maybe
with it.
would have gone out if Rashal would have let it go, but
MacArthur is set up, and she goes cross court, finds an open spot, and she gets another point for the Vista Eagles.
you could see Keeley Davis's momentum going all the way to the right, and MacArthur hit that ball right to her left, gets stuck in between, and Mount Vista gets the point.
Lizelle back for the Eagles. Laettner to Davis.
Wow.
Met at the net, but she gets it over the Eagles, and the Jaguars get another point.
Davis with a very strong spike on that play.
Larissa Meyers subs in for Cassidy Gonzalez on the Jaguars side. Laettner back for the Jaguars. Lizelle sets up Brown, but she hits the net and bounces right back. Point Jaguars.
Well, Mount Vista losing 2 consecutive points. Go ahead, Davis. I apologize.
Jaguars with some miscommunication, and they can't get the ball over the net. So Eagles get another point.
Mejia unable to return that ball or even get it up for one of her teammates to set up a spike or another bump.
MacArthur with a nice serve as Mejia gives it to Davis, and Davis must get it over, which she does. Lizelle sets up Piles. Oh, and a nice hit. And Laettner hits it back over her head.
Yeah, that one just too much for Laettner to handle.
MacArthur back for the Eagles.
That serve just had too much on it there by MacArthur, and she will check out. Shane Ruby checking in.
Shea Ruby subs in for Jordan MacArthur. Davis back for the Jaguars. Hits about a couple feet out.
Well, Davis looks like two different players this set. Sometimes she looks really good. Sometimes she's hitting it too hard or not hard enough.
Novak back for the Eagles. Tips the net and falls on the Jaguars side. Very lucky play there for the Eagles.
Sam Novak with a sigh of relief after that point as her teammates go to congratulate her.
Novak back for the Eagles. Davis tries to stay with the serve. Just rolls it, and the Eagles come away with another point.
Sam Novak doing a great job serving right now.
Mejia to Laettner. Laettner sets up Sabata. Novak to Ruby, and Lizelle gets it over. Great play for the Eagles.
It's a great effort by the Eagles, and it pays off. Keeley Davis with the serve. The spike, I apologize. And it goes out. Like I said, sometimes she's not putting enough on it. Sometimes she's putting too much. Doesn't look like the player we saw in the first two sets.
Very lucky there for the Eagles because that one was a fireball right over that back line. Novak again for the Eagles. Laettner sets up Sabata. She hits it out. The Eagles extend their lead to 7.
Mountain Vista looking more like they did in the first set than the second set. And the timeout, Jaguars are going to have to take a timeout.
Jaguars are desperate to stop the momentum here by the Eagles as they are at a 7-point lead.
They're going to have to slow the game down in order to stop that momentum. So we'll see if the Jaguars can come back after this timeout and play a little bit better. So the Golden Eagles with a 7-point lead here in the third set. The sets are, I apologize, the sets are split 1-1 right now. So both teams looking to take a commanding lead. And hopefully Mountain Vista can get this set and be up 2-1 and put themselves in a great spot to win this match.
Novak is still back for the Eagles. As Laettner sets up Davis and she tips it over, but Amanda Keller's right there. As Davis just sets it perfectly into the back corner where the Eagles do not have a player.
Yeah, Davis really just pushing that ball, putting it in no man's land for the Jaguars point. Macy Rushall checking in for the Jaguars. Checking out is number 8, Rachel Schude.
Mejia back for the Jaguars. As Lizelle sets up Brown, but Laettner is right there. Mejia to Myers. As Lizelle to Keller, but the Jaguars stay with it. As Laettner sets up number 9, Larissa Meyers, and they come away with the point.
Larissa with a couple vicious spikes there. She's looking to get the Jaguars back in this match, or in this set, I apologize.
Mejia with the serve for the Jaguars. Shea Ruby's right there as Lizelle sets up Keller. And her spike has been amazing, but it's stopped there by the Jaguars. As Novak gives it to Lizelle. Lizelle to Keller again.
Man, Keller's spike looks very vicious right now.
The Jaguars hit it out, but a point for the Eagles as their lead is at 6, 15-9.
Reagan Phillips checking in for Lizelle.
Bella Brown back for the Eagles. Mejia to Laettner. Laettner to Myers. Phillips gets it over. The Jaguars.
Mejia
tip
setting
it
up
over.
Sabat on that. Just gets that soft touch. Ball goes right over the net. Exactly what they were looking for. Checking out. Larissa Meyers checking out. Checking in is Cassidy Gonzalez for the Jaguars. And Gonzalez will be in the back to serve. Waits for the whistle. Gets the whistle.
Ruby to Novak. Novak to Phillips. And a great spike, but it's just out.
Just a little bit too much on that one by Reagan.
Jaguars closing in on this Eagles lead, and Eagles are now up by 4.
Eagles still have a little bit of room for error, but you don't want to let teams back in it too much.
Gonzalez serves again. Ruby to Novak. Back to Phillips once again. Laettner gets it over, but the Eagles are able to maintain the ball as Bella Brown gets it over. Laettner sets up Davis, and Bella Brown can't stay with it. So the Jaguars get another point.
Coach Doug Schaefer visibly upset. He maybe thought that Bella maybe had a chance at that one, but anytime Keeley Davis hits that, it's got to be pretty intimidating for these girls.
Gonzalez hits it into the net as the Eagles stop the Jaguars' run and extend their lead to 4.
Jordan MacArthur checking in for Shane Ruby, and back to serve for the Golden Eagles is Cassie Piles.
Piles hits it into the net.
Well, that was a big opportunity for Mountain Vista to get back in this, and Cassie just couldn't get it over the net. Bella Brown's going to check in for her right now. I apologize, Gabby Brown is going to check in, and Alex Laettner, the junior, back to serve for the Jaguars.
Another serve into the net, 3 straight between these two teams.
Well, somebody's got to make the adjustment right here, Davis. And Amanda Keller is looking to be that person.
Amanda Keller gets it over the net as Laettner sets up Davis once again. It tips the net and the Eagles maintain it. Phillips to MacArthur, and it's right on the net, but the Eagles still with the ball as Phillips is set up but blocked by Davis.
Wow, what a volley there.
Davis.
Keeley Davis, wow, she came right over the top of that spike, getting the Jaguars a point with an exclamation mark. Jaguars narrowing in on that Golden Eagle 3-point lead.
Her pinpoint accuracy came into play there as the Eagles could not return her spike.
Last second decision by Gabby Brown to let that ball go, and it was the right one as that goes out. The Jaguars giving Mountain Vista another opportunity to run away with this set.
Serving has been very poor on both teams' part this set. See if Lizelle can boost it up here. Laettner sets up Davis. Oh, and Novak stays with it. Hits the ceiling.
Well, with a spike that hard by Keeley Davis, there's nothing much. You can't do much with that one. And Sam Novak just had to try and catch it, and it ended up hitting the ceiling for the Jaguars' point.
Brown to Lizelle. Sets up Jessen. She's blocked, and the ball falls on the Eagles' side.
Jaguars doing a great job trying to stay in the set right now, and Golden Eagles are going to have to take a timeout to stop their momentum.
The Eagles still lead by 2, 18-16, but the Jaguars are closing in very quickly.
Yeah, Golden Eagles are going to have to make an adjustment, and I think Coach Doug Schaefer telling them that in the huddle, and hopefully they are able to make that adjustment.
Don't forget, fans, next time to catch the girls in action this Thursday night is senior night.
So make sure you come out and support your Golden Eagles. On Thursday, it is senior night. These girls doing a great job. They're going to host the Legend Titans for their last regular season home game of the season. And then their regional will be Friday, which we will be covering here on Vista Now.
Sam Novak gets the ball over for the Eagles. So Jaguars are desperate to get the ball over, but they can't do it, and the Eagles get the point.
All smiles in the huddle from the girls after that point. Jordan MacArthur.
Gabby Brown subs out as Piles comes in. MacArthur back for the serve.
Keeley Davis almost running into the bench there. That's pretty dangerous as these stands are pretty close to the court, right on the court.
Alex Laettner hit that ball into the stands as Keeley chased after it.
Well, whatever Doug Schaefer said in the huddle appears to be working as these last 2 points have gone to the Golden Eagles.
Laettner sets up Davis, and Sam is able to stay with it.
Wow, that's a great job by Sam Novak. And the soft touch is unable.
By Jessen and Brown.
This is getting very exciting as this crowd is getting very pumped up. As Mount Vista Golden Eagle girls volleyball team is looking very good, able to maintain Keeley Davis, and that was the biggest key that Coach Doug told us this week they were going to have to do if they wanted to win this game.
MacArthur once again. Laettner to Laettner, back to Davis. Piles stays with it. Lizelle sets up Piles, and she gets it into the corner, but the Jaguars maintain it. Laettner gets it over. MacArthur to Lizelle. Lizelle to Jessen. She's blocked.
Wow.
The Eagles stay with it. A great point between these two teams. And Piles with a nice lob right into the middle of the court.
Keeley Davis visibly upset. There's her and Alex Laettner miscommunicated, and both players dove for the ball. And the ball landed right between them.
Eagles on a 4-0 run as the Jaguars take a timeout.
Keeley Davis appears to be looking at that right finger on her right hand, that right middle finger. It's taped up, we're not sure why, but she appears to be grabbing it and looking at it as this timeout is called. So we'll see if she's maybe a little bit injured and that prevents her from playing well for the remainder of the game. So Keeley Davis, still the story for the Rock Canyon Jaguars, hasn't come out yet, and Mountain Vista has been rotating all of their players so that they have fresh legs and they're able to stay fresh in the game. But Keeley Davis, the one player that hasn't come out yet for the Jaguars, and she is maybe showing some signs of fatigue.
MacArthur back to serve again. Mejia to Laettner, back to Davis. And Davis with a spike to end the 4-0 run by the Eagles. Get some momentum on the Jaguars side.
Well, in that 4-0 run, Keeley Davis had 3 spike attempts that were blocked or countered by the Golden Eagles, which is phenomenal. If they can continue to do that just in sets of 4 or 5, they will be able to win this match, I believe.
Ruby to Lizelle. Lizelle to Jessen, and a nice spike by Jessen.
Jessen using that length and that wingspan to get on top of that ball, hit it very hard. And another good spiker for the Golden Eagles, Amanda Keller, coming in.
Jessen's spike has been very consistent tonight, helping out the Eagles. Novak to serve. Mejia to Laettner. Laettner to Sabata. The Eagles tip it.
Well,
Jaguars.
Shane maybe just appeared to get the top of that forearm, that left forearm. She was trying to make an effort to dive for it, but ended up going out even though she tipped it.
Mejia back for the Jaguars as Lizelle sets up Brown, but she finds an open spot and a great pinpoint shot there.
Good job by Lizelle. She kind of got caught in between and was stuck, didn't know where to hit that, and able to keep it alive, and Bella Brown able to get the point for the Golden Eagles. Reagan Phillips checking in for Lizelle.
Bella Brown back for the serve here on match set point for the Eagles.
Keeley Davis doing everything she can to keep this set alive.
Phillips with a tip, but Davis stays with it. As Laettner tips it over, and the Eagles can't stay with it.
Smart play by Laettner.
Number 4, Cassidy Gonzalez subs in for Larissa Meyers on the Jaguars side. Cassidy Gonzalez back for the Jaguars. Piles to Brown. Brown to Keller, and it's stopped by Mejia. Laettner gets it to Sabata, but Sam Novak stays with it as Bella Brown sets up Keller, who tips it over. Jaguars maintain it. Davis from the middle. Sam Novak stays with it, and Ruby gets it over. A great play for the Eagles there.
What an overpowering spike by Keeley Davis, though.
Sabata with the spike, and the Eagles with another great save as they get it over.
Eagles building up momentum in the middle of this set, in this point.
Oh, a great point between these teams. But the Jaguars come away with it as the ball seems to appear just out.
What a rally by both teams. Great volley there, and Jaguars just coming out on top to keep this set alive. All Mountain Vista needs is one more point to win the set.
Oh, Amanda Keller's blocked at the net as the ball falls behind all of the Eagles.
Jaguars are looking good. They still have a lot of fight in them, and they're building up momentum. Mountain Vista's going to have to end this set so that they can maybe get some rest.
Cassidy Gonzalez back for the Jaguars again. Bella Brown tries to trick the Jaguars, but they stay with it.
Novak, Brown, Keller. Wow.
Another block by the Jaguars as they are only down 2 points.
Doug Schaefer might have to consider a timeout, and there it is. He calls it, and the Jaguars building up a lot of momentum that needs to be shut down if the Golden Eagles want to win this set.
4 straight opportunities there for the Eagles to close out the set, but they can't do it as they have two more, before it goes into extra points.
Well, you do have to win by 2, and the last thing they want to do is be tied at 24 because then it becomes very tough to close it out.
Back for the Jaguars is Cassidy Gonzalez once again. Set point for the Eagles still. As Brown gives it to Keller, and they finally get the set.
That timeout was very smart by Doug Schaefer that ended up leading to the match-winning point. Amanda Keller coming right over the top of that spike, too overpowering, and the Jaguars just couldn't handle it. Golden Eagles just need to close this out right here.
Crucial attack there for the Eagles.
For those of you who are baseball fans, Game 1 of the World Series is tonight, and the Los Angeles Dodgers are hosting the Houston Astros. That game is tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Chris Taylor hit a home run on the first pitch of the World Series to give the Dodgers a 1-0 lead, but Alex Bregman hit a home run on a fly ball to left field to tie it up. So the Astros-Dodgers knotted up 1 each. But we are here for volleyball. So, Davis, what do you think the Golden Eagles are going to have to do in this last set to hopefully close this game out?
I think they need to continue with their middle offense. And if they can keep Keeley Davis from those spikes and even the serves, they could possibly come away with a 3-1 win here. But this rivalry game is known to go to 5 sets the past couple of years, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it here.
I think Keeley Davis may have even had maybe double-digit spikes, but the Golden Eagles were able to keep her limited to less than 5 points when she were to spike the ball. So they're doing a great job at countering her, whether it's blocking or just putting the ball up in the air and letting their teammates get under the ball and set up a spike. And I think that the Golden Eagles, 2 players that are playing a huge factor in this so far. I mean, everybody's doing a great job, but Amanda Keller and Reagan Phillips are doing a great job at the front, spiking the ball. Bella Brown looking like she's taking some leadership in the huddle right now, talking to the team, communicating what the game plan will be for this 3rd set.
The Eagles seem to be all smiles in this huddle, trying to get some energy here. A 5th set is very crucial for them to avoid here.
Jaguars look like they're in a little bit of a panic mode as they know that they are the lower seed coming into this game, so a win will be must needed for them, but they're just not getting it done so far.
Jaguars need to stay positive here going into this 5th set. They got to stay with some chemistry. 4th set, my apologies. They need to stay working together, and if they can't get mad at each other, or else the Eagles are going to capitalize on it, as they have done in the past couple sets.
Yeah, I think they've shown some visible frustration, especially leader Keeley Perkins, which is not good. If you're looking up to that player and she's showing signs of being visibly upset at her teammates and at some of the refs' calls on whether balls are in or out. So they just need to stay calm if you're the Jaguars, and you need to just continue to play your game and just trust that you're going to come out on top and hope for the best. Doug Schaefer doing a great job coaching these girls, knowing when to take timeouts. I think that really helped the Golden Eagles. The fact that he took that timeout while Rock Canyon was building up some momentum, and they were able to shut that down.
Yeah, I talked to Doug Schaefer yesterday, and he is one of my favorite personalities here at Mount Vista. He's always fun and smiles. He's always got a joke for you. But when I actually talked to him about the game, he was really looking forward to this rivalry, even though he knew how competitive Rock Canyon was. But he loves these close games. He loves the thrill of coaching these girls who have lots of passion for this game. Rock Canyon's going to start this set with the serve. Cassidy Gonzalez back for the Jaguars. Piles to Brown. Brown to Keller. And that spike once again finds the corner.
Well, like I said, between sets, Amanda Keller, Reagan Phillips are both doing a great job at spiking right now. They're both setting up. They're being set up very well by the rest of the team, and they're able to get that long reach and that strength. And both of them are checked in right now, so we'll see. Wow, the athleticism by Keeley Davis on that one.
Ball. It's out of bounds for the Eagles.
She was ready to put that ball straight up, but realized it was going to be down and just dropped. Very athletic play by Keeley Davis, showing that her tall stature does not affect her athleticism at all.
Laettner back for the Jaguars as Brown sets up Keller and she tips it over. Davis with a tip, but Reagan Phillips stays with it. And Amanda Keller with another consistent spike tonight.
That really hard, great spike on that back left corner, getting Mount Vista to the point. Getting Mount Vista to the point there, and libero Sam Novak checking out.
Back for the Eagles is Amanda Keller. Laettner to Rishal, but she hits it out. Eagles with another point.
Golden Eagles looking to come up big here. If they're able to continue with this momentum, then they'll be in a great spot.
Davis to Laettner. To the other Laettner, and Bella Brown cannot get to the ball in time.
Good effort there by Gabby, just laying out, unable to get that reach. Amanda Keller checking out for the Golden Eagles.
Macy Rishal back for the Jaguars.
Gabby hits it up. Brown.
Reagan gets it over. Davis with the spike, but Novak stays with it. To MacArthur, but Laettner stays with it. Oh, and a tip for the Jaguars, but MacArthur gets it over. Laettner to Davis, and the Eagles, tip it out of bounds.
Well, what amazed me on that that point there by the Jaguars was the first spike Keeley Davis had. She was loaded up onto her back leg, had nothing going forward, and still able to put a very powerful shot on that one. But that ball just goes out as Macy Rishal unable to keep the ball in, and Mount Vista's going to get the point.
Nicole Lazelle back for the Eagles. Eagles have used her all season with her good spike. Laettner to Davis, about mid-court. MacArthur stays with it. Lazelle to Brown. Laettner tips it over, but Novak's right there. Lazelle to Jessen.
Jessen unable to keep that ball in.
Some arguing with the official And the point has been turned over to the Eagles.
Keeley Davis going to the ref. She's clearly upset. Jaguars need everything they can get here as they're down to their last set. She is very upset. As is number 11, Abby Laettner, sister to Alex Laettner. Both Laettner sisters very upset here. Student section of Mountain Vista heckling the Jaguars a little bit. And the point's going to go back to the Jaguars, and that's going to make Mountain Vista very upset. So Jaguars win the argument. That'll even up the points at 4 each. Some confusion here going on. There's going to be a substitution. Checking out is Cassidy Gonzalez. Checking in is Larissa Meyers.
Abby Laettner with the serve. Lizelle sets up Jessen, and it bounces off the Jaguars and onto their side. Eagles with the point as they take the lead.
MacArthur back to serve here. Golden Eagles have a 1-point advantage.
Mejia to Laettner. Sets up Davis. Oh, and Lizelle almost gets to it, but you can't get it over the net.
It's a very, very strong spike there by Keeley Davis. Keeley Davis back to serve now for the Jaguars.
Ruby to Lizelle. Lizelle to Brown. And the Eagles get the point.
Looks like there was a hand on the net there, and checking in is Amanda Keller. Sam Novak back to serve.
Mejia dives and gets the save.
Good play there by Mejia.
So Bada hits it over the net and over the line as the Eagles find another point. Extend their lead to 2. Novak back once again. Mejia saves it again, but she saves it into the Rock Canyon bench.
Rachel Schutte just wasn't able to keep that ball in as that ball came to the bench.
Novak back for the Eagles.
Whistle blown. Somebody looked out of position. Keeley Davis looking for an explanation there. Sam Novak nonetheless getting the point for the Golden Eagles.
Looks very frustrated with the officials with her facial gestures, but trying to stay calm as the Eagles pull away to a 9-5 lead.
That's what the Jaguars need to do if they want to come back, is stay calm and not panic.
They got to work together.
Good job
Mejia
there.
to Laettner, to Davis right in the middle, but Lizelle stays with it. Oh, Brown tips it over.
What a smart play by Bella Brown. Just that soft touch, dropping that ball right in there.
Jaguars did not see that coming.
Not at all.
It's a 10-5 lead. And a timeout for the Jaguars as they're desperate to stop this momentum for the Eagles.
Golden Eagles know that they're closing in on a potential victory right now.
But they got to stay calm. They can't let any emotions get into their head as they're 15 points away from a win.
Got to keep doing the little things. If you don't keep doing the little things, then it's going to be very difficult to get this win.
Coach Doug Schaefer keeping the girls in the zone here.
Sam Novak back to serve for the Golden Eagles here as they have a 10-5 lead after this Jaguars timeout. That Jaguars student section sitting down and has died down. They look to be a little bit defeated. Hopefully their players don't feel the same way.
Rock Canyon student section is even holding a Mountain Vista volleyball shirt.
That's pretty ironic if you ask me, Davis.
Looks like they're portraying their school. Mejia to Laettner to Sobata. Novak with a great save. Keller with another spike, but Davis stays with it.
And Keller's length is definitely giving her a big advantage here tonight, and she's capitalizing on it.
Piles tips it over, but Davis is able to stay with it. As Sobata with another spike. Novak can't get to it in time.
Well, I don't know if you ever watched a professional sports athlete who's maybe the star of a team, but Keeley Davis playing like that right now, she is doing everything that she can, putting the team on her back, and definitely helping this Jaguar team.
Ruby to Lizelle. Lizelle to Brown. Jaguars stay with it.
Everywhere you look on the court, Keeley Davis is there. There she is again.
Brown. Lizelle sets up Piles. Nice save by Mejia. As Amanda Keller set up this time, and another save by Mejia as Laettner gets it over. Lizelle stays with it.
Tough hit for Cassie. Good job there.
Number 9, Larissa Meyers is set up. Back to serve is the libero, Mejia, for the Jaguars. Lizelle sets up Keller. It's blocked, but the Jaguars stay with it. Jaguars get it over on a tip.
Tough play. Good job by the Golden Eagles.
And Ruby gets it over. Laettner with a tip, but Cassie Piles is right there. As Lizelle sets up Bella Brown. The Jaguars hit it into the net and can't get to the ball. A point for the Mount Vista Golden Eagles. Nicole Lizelle is subbed out, and Reagan Phillips comes in. Bella Brown with the serve for the Eagles. Mejia to Davis. Davis gets this to Sobata, who gets it over.
Ball might have gone out if Ruby would have let it go.
Oh, and a great block by the Jaguars, and the Eagles cannot stay with it.
Very tough break there for the Golden Eagles.
Gonzalez back for the Jaguars. Bella Brown tips it over, and Laettner just gets the opportunity to get the spike.
Great spike there by Laettner. Golden Eagles just caught in between, didn't know what to do there, and their lead is shortened to 2 points in this set.
Gonzalez back again for the Jaguars.
Oh,
Tips
great job
the
by
net.
Amanda Keller.
Reagan Phillips with a powerful
Wow.
spike. Davis can't get to it. 12-9 in the favor of the Eagles. Shea Ruby is subbed out. Jordan MacArthur is subbed in.
Well, Reagan Phillips telling Keeley Davis, hey, I have a lot of strength too. Showing it off right there on that spike.
Coach Doug has a talk with Shea Ruby after she's subbed out. Rashal tries to tip it over, and it's blocked by Phillips. And the Jaguars can't get to the ball. Point Eagles.
Keeley Davis again.
Davis is set up, but Bella Brown's right there, and Reagan Phillips with a nice tip. Jaguars maintain it. Sobata gets it over right into the middle of the court, and no one's there for the Eagles.
Well, Sam Novak immediately taking ownership for that one, pointing, patting her chest, saying, hey, that's my bad, my bad. So while she struggled in that Chatfield game, we said that she was going to have a turnaround game, and she's doing a lot right, and she's doing a great job at bouncing back from that tough loss.
Great leadership by the Vista senior. Amanda Keller with another spike, but Keeley Davis is there to block it. Jordan MacArthur tries to get over. Gabby Brown sets up Phillips, who tips it over. Abby Laettner sets up Davis.
Great hit by Keeley Davis.
Bella Brown can't get to it in time.
Keeley Davis keeping the Jaguars in this one. 2-point game now. 2-point set, I apologize.
Alex Laettner back for the Jaguars. As Bella Brown sets up MacArthur in a flying spike. And out. Eagles
Well,
point.
as you said, Doug Schaefer, a great personality here at Mountain Vista. Everybody loves him. But, you know, when it comes down to these volleyball games, I don't know if I've seen him smile tonight. He gets so serious and locks in, which is great if you're looking to your coach for leadership.
Davis needs to get it over, which she does. Gabby Brown to Bella Brown.
What a
Nice
spike by Reagan Phillips.
And the Jaguars hit it out. Davis to Laettner, back to Davis. She spikes it cross court, but it's out of bounds.
Look out,
Another
Coach Doug.
point
That
for
ball
the
got
Eagles.
very close to hitting Coach Doug.
Amanda Keller back for the Eagles. It looks
Line-
like the serve hit the line, but the line judge didn't see it.
Line judge covering his eyes, indicating he didn't see that play and just had to go to the judgment of the ref. And she said that it was Jaguars' point. So now back to serve is Macy Rushall for the Jaguars.
Could be a very big momentum swing here in the game. MacArthur set up. She is not phased as another flying hit.
Well, with so much on the line, if you're that line judge, you have to be paying complete attention. You can't fall asleep over there. And, you know, especially with the seeding on the line, playoffs on the line for, you know, a good seed is on the line for both teams here. So critical game, got to do a little bit better than that if you're the line judge.
Lizelle over to Mejia. Mejia hits it to no man's land as another point for the Eagles, as they're 7 points away from a big rivalry victory.
And owning the ranch, as we talked about earlier today, Davis.
Lizelle again. Laettner to Davis.
Wow,
And,
Keeley Davis showing that she is not going to go down without a fight.
not much you can do about that. Amazing spike by Davis.
Larissa Meyers into the front row, serving for the Jaguars.
Abby Laettner back for the Jaguars. Gabby Brown to Bella Brown, over to MacArthur, who sets it over. Davis to Abby Laettner, back to Davis.
Point's going to go to the Jaguars. Not sure why. Looks like there's a hand on the net. And Bella Brown asking the ref where, because I guess she didn't recognize it or didn't realize what happened. And Coach Doug trying to argue on behalf of his girls. Very visibly upset, looking at the ref with wide eyes.
Abby Laettner back for the Jaguars, and it is over. 6 points away from a victory here by the Eagles. 19-14.
Big opportunity. MacArthur serving. She's done great all night for the Golden Eagles, and a chance to close it out right here. Cassie Piles checking in for Gabby Brown.
MacArthur back to serve. Laettner to Laettner, over to Davis. Another flying spike, but Sam with another dig. MacArthur must get it over, which she does. Mejia to Laettner. Back to Myers. Piles gets it over. Sets up Myers again. And Lizelle is there, but she hits it into the stands.
Well, both leaders, and I guess you could call them star players, are doing a great job for the Golden Eagles, going toe-to-toe. Keeley Davis and Sam Novak going toe-to-toe with each other, not only competing for points, but competing with one another very intensely, and they're doing a great job at maintaining.
Shea Ruby checks in for Jordan MacArthur.
Doing a great job at maintaining
Lizelle
this.
to Jessen. And a nice spike. 5 points away.
Like I said, doing a great job at just competing for their teams.
Mejia to Laettner, over to Sobata, who tips it over. Brown is there, or Ruby, my apologies. Mejia to Laettner. Davis over. Lizelle must
What a
stay
hit.
with it, but she falls on the other side of the court. Point to the Jaguars.
Not much you can do. That's a very tough play, but great hustle, great effort there. Golden Eagles still in the driver's seat, only up by 4, however.
Mejia back for the Jaguars. And the ball is out. Great communication there for the Eagles from senior Sam Novak.
Reagan Phillips coming in for the Golden Eagles, and now Amanda Keller and Reagan Phillips, who have done a great job with that spike tonight, are both checked in for the Golden Eagles.
Bella Brown serves it over. Laettner sets up Davis right in the middle.
Powerful spike there by Keeley Davis. I don't know
Ruby
how the
gets
Golden Eagles can defend that so well.
Novak barely gets the ball over as Rashal gets it over. Phillips must get over, what she does. Davis to Laettner. sets up Rashal and a nice spike.
What a spike by Rashal and Davis on that point. Both doing a great job keeping the Jaguars in this game. But now Meyers is going to check out, and Cassidy Gonzalez checking in, and she will serve for the Jaguars.
21-17 in the favor of the Eagles. Brown sets up Keller, whose spike's been on point tonight.
Tipped by Sophie Sabata. Just wasn't able to keep it in. Shane Ruby checking out. Jordan MacArthur checking in. Back to serve is junior number 19, Cassie Piles. 3 points to go for the Golden Eagles.
Piles gets it over. Mejia to Laettner. Sets up Sabata, and Keller tips it. Stays on the Eagles' side.
Immediately checking out is Cassie Piles. Checking in, Gabby Brown.
4-point lead for the Eagles. Alex Laettner back for the Jaguars. Gabby Brown to Bella Brown. Amanda Keller is stuffed at the net.
Set her up again.
Try. She gets it over this time. Davis is set up and she throws it over. Novak can't get to the ball in time.
You could see Gabby and Bella Brown both setting up for that hard spike that we've seen from Keeley Davis. And again, very smart player, knows to just use that soft touch. And now Alex Laettner will look to get the Jaguars back within 2 points with this serve.
Bella Brown to MacArthur. Another great spike. And the ball is out off the Jaguars' return.
Both Gabby and Bella Brown had to take a risk on that one and just see if that ball was going to go out. They did. They made the right decision. Mountain Vista gets the point. Now within 2 is Amanda Keller. Steps back to serve, but first the timeout from the Jaguars.
The Eagles are nearing in on this victory. 2 points away. Jaguars are right behind them with a 23-19 lead for the Eagles.
Well, if you're the Golden Eagles, I think you go at this with everything you have. You put in Amanda Keller, Reagan Phillips, Sam Novak, everybody who's been playing very, very well tonight. You set up those girls who have that length and that powerful spike that we've seen all night, and I think that's your best bet at winning this match right now.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. They got nothing to lose. They got 2 points left. They just need to attack this with all they got. So it would be a big victory for them. And it would even help the Eagles get closer to hosting their regional here this weekend, which was very helpful last year as they won their regional here in the Mountain Vista Gymnasium. Back for the Eagles is Amanda Keller.
Keller with a good serve there.
Laettner with a nice save to Laettner. Davis who gets it over, but Gabby Brown to Bella Brown. Over to MacArthur, tips it over. Davis to Laettner, back to Davis who tips it over. Bella Brown with a nice save. MacArthur, the flying spike. Ooh, but the line just out.
Not able to stay in. Amanda Keller checking out, Sam Novak checking in. Jordan MacArthur, still a good job there. Mountain Vista is still in the driver's seat, but their lead is narrowed to only 3 points now.
Rashal back for the Jaguars. Brown sets up Phillips, who tips it over. The Jaguars
soft touch by Reagan Phillips.
And here it is. Match point here for the Eagles.
Then this crowd's going to get up, get rowdy, and hopefully close this game out. Everybody on their feet here at Mountain Vista.
The Eagles have 4 opportunities to close out the match. Parents section is up. Laettner to Davis, and it's stuffed, and the Eagles win.
Wow. Well, Keeley Davis, the very versatile, very powerful player for the Jaguars, did everything she could on that one, unable to get it done. And like we've said it many times tonight, we'll say it again. We talked to Doug Schaefer this week. He said the 2 keys that were going to help them win this game were establish that offense in the middle of the court and shut down Keeley Davis, and they did both things very, very well. Had a little bit of a rough set, but nonetheless, they get the win. Do a great job, and this will put them in a great spot leading into the playoffs. I believe they will go in guaranteed a number 2 seed.
Great momentum for the Eagles. Well fought by the Jaguars, but the Eagles did not let up since the very first point. Great win for them. and the Eagles will have some momentum going into the game against Legend here on Thursday.
Well, Davis, what a comeback win if they're, still looking at that Chatfield loss. Had a little bit of an easy win after that, but they were really looking to beat a very, very good, tough team here tonight. They shut them down like they needed to, did a great job. We just want to thank you for tuning in tonight as we cover this girls softball game. We will be broadcasting the regional tournament, and hopefully the girls will succeed in that. So we will see you next time, and thank you for tuning in.